I spent $2,000 just commuting to and from my flight school. Is it really worth it? And what can you do to prevent that? Let's talk about it. Hello my friends, welcome back to Late Departure. I'm Adam, and as some of you may know, this is my continuing journey to hopefully becoming an airline pilot in the future. And a lot of you always ask, how much did your PPL cost? How much did this cost? How much did that cost? And a lot of people making plans for doing their flight training, I hear a lot of them say, oh yeah, I got like $65,000 put aside. It's exactly what the flight school said I'd need. And so many people forget to take into account for living expenses and things like that. But one thing that people don't usually take into account for is commute. And commute is just one of the worst things that you can deal with for flight training, and is the main reason why in the place where I'm staying now in Winnipeg, I got a place that is literally a 2-minute drive from the airport, because in my previous school I was an hour to an hour and a half each way to the airport, and it cost a lot of money. And I did my training, I did that before the fuel prices went up, so I spent over $2,000 just on fuel doing my PPL, going back and forth between home and the school, and it was absolutely terrible. It was one of the worst experiences, because not only was I losing money, I lost time every single day. It was at least 3 hours out of my day that was lost to commuting. I listened to podcasts and I listened to my ground school recordings for pilottraining.ca, but it was so tough. It was really terrible, and yeah, it just costs so much. And that's something I hope people don't forget, how much it costs to do your commute in terms of both time and money, because it's a really big thing. And mandatory plane break. I feel like this video is more of a public service announcement than anything else, but honestly, for your own sanity, whether you are moving across the country like me to go do your flight training, or whether you're going from another country, seriously consider the proximity of your flight school to your accommodations, because number one, it's a lot of money. Number two, it's a lot of time. And you have to consider, is there transportation? Do I have to get a car? How much is it going to cost me? Because $2,000, that's just gas. That doesn't include how much I paid for maintenance of my car, or all the other things that have to be considered for flight training. But again, these are all things. Don't just take a look at the bottom line price of flight training and say that's how much you're going to bring, because that's never the case. And you need to make sure, by sorting out things like, will you have a commute, to see how bad it will be. And as you can see in the video here, it's just a lot of nothingness every single day. Risks of getting into car accidents were high. People drive terribly. I was always stressed because of all the people driving like maniacs out here. It was not good at all. It was very stressful and very difficult. And ultimately, it made my flight training so much harder, because after getting home from a long commute on a hot day in the summer, it was really difficult to sit down and then focus on grinding out a bunch of hours of ground school, in addition to doing all the flight training stuff that I was doing. It's a lot. So please consider the commute. Commute is make or break for flight training. It can really hurt you, and if you plan it well, it can really help you by doing like what I did and just getting a place that's right next to the airport. Or if the airport or the flight school has dormitories, seriously consider that, because that will help you out a lot in the long run and make your flight training a lot better. So this is one of my biggest mistakes, and something I really hope I can help prevent other people from making. So please take this to heart. Please don't do what I did. Don't waste your time, waste your money, and have a better time with your flight training. If you're already doing it and you're far from your school, move closer. Please just move closer. Don't hurt yourself. And otherwise, yeah, that'll make your late departure a lot better. Or if it's an early departure, if you're young, good luck with that. But in any case, this is my late departure. Thank you all for coming along for the ride. Always enjoy having you all along with me. If you're out flying, fly safe, have fun. And remember, it's never too late, unless it's a really bad commute, in which case you will be too late. See you next time.
Indicated calibrated altitude is 11,000 feet, temperature minus 30, and the station elevation is 3,000 feet. Okay, so let's go over to the